Good morning, what's going on, guys? So, it is about 8 o'clock right now. Had a cold front roll through last night, and when a cold front comes through, I really don't get over concerned about getting on the water very, very early. So, this morning, just grabbed some gas for my truck and the boat. I'm gonna run to a tackle store real quick and see what looks good, and then we're gonna get on the water. Alrighty, just hopped out of the tackle store. I just picked up only two things. A Yozuri crystal minnow right there. You know, I've been throwing jerk baits and X-Wraps a lot, so I decided to try a different brand and get a big 5.5-inch Yozuri crystal minnow. You know, I don't know. Yozuris and X-Wraps are so overpriced. Or this is $16 and the 5-inch X-Wrap was $18. It's whatever. If it catches fish, then I don't care. But also, a little spool of 30-pound fluorocarbon leader. I honestly spend more money on leader than anything else, I bet. It's ridiculous, because every time I catch a snook, you know, you're cutting off probably a minimum of 6 inches of line, and then retying using 6 inches of line. I use a lot of leader. But we're going to get on the water, get going, hopefully catch some fish this morning. Alrighty, we are on the water. We've arrived at spot number 1. It is very, very windy this morning and a little chilly, but that's alright. We're going to fish some bridges. That's what worked the other day, and when it's colder out, I always like to fish deep structure. The current is absolutely shredding through here, so I am pumped. Gonna start pitching a jig for a moment here, see if that works. Just gonna bounce it around the pilings and hopefully hook up with a big old snook. I have my hopes up, you guys. The current is shredding, which is exactly what you want. Done spot number 1, no bites, but that's okay. We're gonna hop to a new bridge here and see if we can hook up. Alright, spot number 2 here. Still throwing a bass jig right here. We're going to do one run along the whole entire bridge with the jig. If we don't get a bite, switch to something different. But jig worked here the other day, so hopefully we can hook up with one here. Current's moving fast. That is the most important thing you need when you're fishing a bridge, really, is moving current. Doesn't really matter which way it's traveling as long as it's moving. Alright guys, bridges don't seem to be working out, so I think we're going to have a change in game plans here. Not quite sure what we're going to do yet, but I'll keep you posted. Alright, bit of a location change here. It is very, very windy today. You know, this morning it was blowing like 13, wasn't too bad, but now it's probably blowing 25, and there's white caps out in the main part of the river. So, we're doing what we can to get back into a little backwater situation here and get away from the wind. Going to be throwing big 5-inch Yozuri crystal minnow right here. Just jerkbait, different brand. You know, I've tried the X-Wraps, now I want to try some Yozuris and see what I like better. Both super expensive, but that's okay. You guys have any good jerkbait recommendations? Let a guy know. You know, I was looking at Tackle Warehouse, saw some cool big like 7.5-inch jerkbaits, different stuff like that I'll try for big snook. But we're gonna throw this, work a mangrove line, and see if we can catch some snook. Oh, there's a fish. Very little, whatever it is. What? I don't even quite understand this. This is crazy. That is a sand perch that ate an or a Yozuri jerkbait. Like, it didn't snag him because that is hooked completely in his mouth. What the? I can say that is definitely a first. That's crazy. It's a big fat sand perch. That is one of the best snook baits around town right there. But we'll let this little ugly looking dude go. Alright, well that is a first for me. That is the first time I've ever caught one of those on an X-Wrap. I've caught sand perch before on artificial shrimp in the Bahamas. That's the first time I've ever caught one on artificial in Florida, though. And on a 5.5-inch jerkbait. Alright. If anyone else has ever caught a sand perch on a hard bait before, let me know. Because you could see that wasn't snagged because it was perfectly inside his mouth. Oh gosh! Did you see that? That was a big freaking snook. Actually, I think that might have been a barracuda, whatever it was. It was big and flew out of that dock and just nailed the crap out of the jerkbait. But I'm thinking it might have been a cuda because I got the nice slash marks on here now. There's a fish. Little. I think it's a jack. Even this little guy's welcome right now to kind of give a break. And there he goes. Sorry, bud. Yeah, it's been very, very slow, but even a little guy like that is welcome to kind of break the dullness that's going on right now. Hopefully we'll hook up with something a little bigger. Oh, damn, dude. I started reeling this jig quick and a snook followed it right out. And shot right underneath my boat. There he is. Oh, that was, oh, he just came off. It wasn't a very big one anyways, but that was cool. There's also, you guys probably can't see him, an alligator underneath this dock over here, which is quite strange because we're in brackish water. I'll grab the big camera and show you. It's kind of cool though. There's our little alligator buddy sitting right there next to someone's dock in the sand. Little ombre. He's only about 2 feet long. Very, very cool. You know, it's not the first one that I've ever seen. I've probably seen 3 or 4 in the brackish water, but it's the first one I've probably seen in about 4 or 5 years though. Pretty cool. Hopefully he's doing okay. Alright, well we just got our first snook bite of the whole entire day on a bass jig right here. So we are going to stick to it, I suppose, because I've tried all the classic shrimp, twitch baits, and yeah, that's about all I've tried, but we got our first bite from a snook on the jig, so we'll stick to that for a little bit. There's a fish. Feels good, guys. That's a decent one. Not even. He's pulling like he's... Oh, there's 2 of them. Gosh, dude, this thing's fighting so hard. Not even a big snook, though. We're just gonna land him by hand. There we go. Alright. Healthy little snook right there. Probably only 20 inches or so, but he's very, very dark, very beautiful. Feels good to catch a snook today on this cold front. It's been a very, very tough day, but very, very cool. And there she goes. Alright, she's swimming off. Alright, back at the house, you know, it was kind of a little too windy. I really didn't feel like closing the video out in the boat because it's just so windy you wouldn't be able to hear me very well. But back home, you know, it wasn't a killer day, but I didn't really expect much with a big cold front rolling through. Literally, it was rolling through this morning while I was fishing pretty much and rolled through part of last night. And so it was just very, very difficult fishing. But it's okay. Caught a snook, caught a little tiny jack, and randomly caught a sand perch. I never have caught a sand perch on a hard bait. In the Bahamas before, I've caught big yellowfin moharas on artificial shrimp, like really tiny artificial shrimp. But today, catching a big sand perch, a big striped mohara on a jerkbait, which is very, very strange and very weird. But whatever. If you've ever had anything like that happen, let me know, because that was the first time I've ever seen that. But I appreciate you guys very much. Thank you. I should mention, hit 20K subs. Thank you very, very much, man. That's awesome. And I just want to keep climbing, keep putting out videos for you guys, but I really, really appreciate that a lot. And if you have video suggestions you want to see, let me know down below. Right now, am in the works of trying to do a trip to go catch some tarpon, because probably like 3 weeks ago I asked what you guys want to see me target, and the two biggest things were tarpon and redfish. So, trying to plan a trip soon enough to go target tarpons and reds, because that would be very, very fun. But that is it for today. Appreciate you guys. Next time, see ya. I can't throw my hat at you.